So I've just got back from the Grand Open in the UK. Don't know why I got my headphones on, but I just got back from the Grand Open in the UK. An amazing event, absolutely outstanding. Thank you to OPE once again for hosting the event, and I cannot wait for the next one. I unfortunately won't be attending the one in Glasgow, the Phase 2, but it'll be interesting to see what's going on. So let's jump into an analysis of the event in general. The event as a whole was amazing. We had roughly 65 people in the event, so just below a top 64. If you won one game, you're basically guaranteed top 64. That's the long and the short of it. A lot of people travelled for this event. I'm looking at my second screen, by the way, if that's what you're wondering. I personally came 52nd, with my friend coming 51st, and a lot of other people I know coming within the top 32, especially a couple from High Wycombe. And then obviously we've got the boy Frankie, who is in top 8, which will cover his deck profile in just a second. So jumping into it, we can see on the Limitless tournament website, we've got the full profile of the entire tournament, and we're going to take a look at top 8. I've got all of the deck lists loaded up already, but here we go. So we're going to take a look at Frankie's first. Frankie running a mixture, well, running primarily Fabled Beasts from what I can see. An amazing deck that kind of took hold of the entire early tournament. A lot of Fabled Beast players were winning out matches just simply because people can't get around what Eagle does and what Hippocampo does. Shut up, phone. But the tech that Frankie has, which I really like, is the MiniKill. He told me he's running 2 with 1 in the side, and I think that's purely just because he wants to start using his magics for free, especially these Exhaust Nexuses. There's no reason why he shouldn't be able to run them for free. What I'm very interested in, though, is having the Fullers and the Regains. I believe they're in the side deck, and that's something that doesn't come naturally to me as a yellow player. But I do like Frankie's deck overall. He's running the Luster, he's running the Fabled Beasts. It's kind of a hybrid between Luster Fabled Beasts. Obviously, we're seeing the Dream Bombs that kind of are needed, the Burning Forces, and obviously the Phantasmal and the all of the good yellow stuff that you expect, like the Angelic Pressures and the Blessed Cathedrals. Amazing deck all round. Thank you, Frankie, for representing the South, even though there's definitely a lot of other people. But good job in getting top 8. Absolutely phenomenal. Well played. Jumping into 7th place here, who is Marvin, all the way from Germany, going 5-3. He's running the lovely red dinosaurs. Now, something that I've noticed amongst the red players that was going on at the weekend was they were running the typical low costs, but they weren't forcing out the medium, the mid cost, the 3 and 4s. So they're relying primarily on the low cost, like the Overruptidon and the Rain Needle, to hopefully either look to get the Nebula Dragon Andromeda out, or the Giganorex. Bearded Eagle, of course, can come down for a 0 cost, and a lot of these other things can. Running the Flamefish is nice as a removal, but they're primarily looking for their Nexuses, like Scorched Battlefield and Volcanic Canyon, to rely on that draw and get those pieces. This one here isn't actually running too much removal from what I can see. It's got the Burning Forces and it's got the Volcanic Break, but if we actually look at his list, we can see that the majority of the other stuff, like the Dream Bombs and 1 Volcanic Break, are within his side, which is very interesting. He's running the 2 Durham Diners in the back on the sideboard in case he needs them, and using that utility, as well as the Core Drains as well, just to get more sack, get more things like that, the nice removal that we kind of want. So, I can't really fault this deck. It's nice, it does red, it's Giganorex, you're running 4 Giganorexes. What more is there to say? It's good. He's just an overall good player. Phenomenal at the game. Jumping into, where did I go? The 6th place player here, Adrian Spain. Adrian Spain? I believe that's how you say that. From Spain, believe it or not. Running the beautiful purple core. Honestly, purple Maduke, purple Cursed Dragon, the way to go. Especially to beat things like me, and even looking at beating Fabled Beasts out as well. Now, unfortunately, I didn't manage to catch these matches for top 8, so I'm just assessing these decks here. But from what I can see, he'd be looking to rely on the Netherworld Depths, and then using the Beldgore, using the Maduke, just utilising purple around. Nothing too iffy about this deck, actually, from what I can see. Nothing out of the blue. So an all-round good purple deck. On to the 5th player, Florian. Apologies if I got your name wrong if you see this. I'm bad with names. This is a purple-white hybrid, and I absolutely love it because you're relying on the white for the when blockings and just the blocking in general, and the absolute powerhouse that is Elephant, Mecha Elephant. Gotta love the Mecha Elephant. But then you're utilizing purple to start doing damage, to start forcing pressure with like Deadly Balance and Core Drain and even Baculus here. Like there's not too much going on. You're looking at Axe Biter for a massive defensive play. You're utilizing Cursed Dragon to start wiping the board, Powerhouse, force pressure. You're using Naumguard to make sure that you've got a solid defense again. Not really too much to get through. And then on top of that, you got Dirham Diner in there as well. Nothing is really getting past you. Obviously something did, unfortunately, because you didn't quite get the top spot. But overall, I must say, a very good deck overall. Can't fault it. I might try this out myself, not gonna lie, because it does look pretty spicy. The only problem is the 4 Axe Biters. I have none. Jumping into the 4th place is Thorfirst. I'm going to call you Thor. You're welcome. All the way from Austria. God damn. People travelling all over the place for this tournament. Thor coming in with a solid red. The top end is a bit weird to me. Like, I'm looking here, it's red. We're looking at Star Dragons, but then you've got the Durham Diners, you've got the Baculus. But it is primarily red. We are running Star Dragons here. In the side deck, though, we have things like Angelic Pressure, the Pegacore, the Counter Sword, the Dream Bombs, Netherworld Depths ready for drawing. Not too much, other than that, not too much going on. Your typical red Star Dragons, you're running the 4 Seaworms, and then you're running the 4 Seaworm Novas. You've got your draws going on, you've got your charge draw, you've got your absolute ice shield. Baculus is there just to create pressure on any low cost spirits. Dirham Diner is there to be able to allow you to block. It is what it is. Solid 4th place deck. Moving into the top 3, of course. 3rd place. Apologies, by the way. Thor is from Greece, not Austria. I can't read charts properly. But here we go. Dao Long from Austria. Once again, running the purple-white hybrid. You're solid here. You're creating pressure, like we discussed earlier. But what's different is in the back, he's got the 1 Maduke. And if you're having to side that in during matches, your opponent isn't gonna expect it as much. Yeah, you're running the purple side, but they're looking at, like, you're running Cursed Dragon, you're running Dirham Diner, you're running Naumguard. They're gonna expect you to try and tech in a big white side. But yeah, you're running the Turbo Rex in the back as well. So what? But you want to tech in the Maduke. No reason not to. Maduke creates a lot more pressure than anything else in this deck. But solid 3rd place. Congratulations, well played. Into 2nd, we're looking at Thomas from the UK. And he's running, again, the pure purple Cursed Dragon Maduke. Can't fault it. It's a curse deck. It's a core strip deck. Ice shields, of course, you need them. But then what's interesting is in the sideboard, you've got things like Burning Force, Dream Bomb, Angelic Pressure, Suppression. But then you've got the Flame Emperor as well. Can I click it? Nope. I mean, I can click it to bring open the card. There you go. You've got a When Summon to destroy a 4000 that has a When Summon effect. Not a lot of things have When Summoned, except for purple, a couple of yellows. But people tend to opt out of using, so I feel like this red Flame Emperor card is definitely just a filler card. If it got any use, then absolutely amazing. I would love to know how it played. But to me, this seems like just a dead card at the moment. I must say though, teching in all of these different colours for different situations is obviously the play. So that's the 2nd place deck, but the winner, Russell Moore, congratulations once again, was running Gigano Rex. It's no different to, it's probably a little bit different, but it's barely any different to what we saw the other Gigano Rex deck play. We're seeing the 1 cost with 1 reductions, making them 0 costs. We're seeing the Flamefish, we're seeing the Free Bearded Eagle potentially, all into Gigano Rex. Outstanding plays. Gigano Rex very strong at the moment, I must say. especially with the Nebula Andromeda in the back. Is it in the side deck? It is in the side deck. This guy only had 8 cards inside. Whew. Confident, I must say. However, the 4 Dream Bombs in the side, that's toxic. That's toxic, and we like that. We do like the toxicity. Phenomenal gameplay throughout the weekend, though. Everybody was kind. There was a few tiffs I heard, but from what I saw, everybody was absolutely buzzing across the entire weekend. Let's see where I was. Where was I? There I was. These were my matches. I didn't do the best. It is what it is. But phenomenal weekend, and I must say, being able to get to chat to Adam as well. Adam from OPE, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I do have an interview with him, and here it is. So I'm joined with Adam here from OPE, who is the head TO for the day. Thank you for the tournament, first off.
Of course.
Muchly appreciated. So how do you feel running these events, especially for Battle Spirits? Because I've spoken to the Bandai reps before, and they said they're a little bit underwhelmed by the numbers that they've had. Mm-hmm. How do you think, as running these tournaments and pulling in the numbers, what do you think about that as well?
So you can't deny that there's a lot less numbers than One Piece or Digimon or even Dragon Ball, which, yeah, I can get the underwhelming numbers, but I think an important thing to factor into the equation is that Dragon Ball, One Piece and Digimon have 25 years of nostalgia behind it. The driving force of that game is the fans of the series throughout the years, whereas Battle Spirit Saga is a brand new card game. It's a brand new IP in the West. It's not been heard of before. Battle Spirits has been a staple in Japan for a long time, and they did try to launch it previously around about 10 years ago, and it didn't do too well then. But the TCG market is currently booming at the moment. Lorcana, Star Wars, so many new games are coming out. So the fact that they're still getting good numbers when they're a brand new IP amidst a sea of other TCGs, I think is really strong, and I think it's just going to take a while to grow. Set 2 is just around the corner, and I'm really excited for that, to build some ants, which looks like a great green deck to play. And yeah, I think it's growing steadily, and I think it will continue to grow as the sets progress.
So, as a Battle Spirits player yourself, what do you think of the current meta of the game? We know that it is heavy white and heavy purple focused. I'm personally a yellow player, so it's quite unfortunate for me. But what are your current thoughts on the current meta? So
you've got the sort of 4 to 5 main decks: red aggro, white control, white aggro, yellow rush aggro sort of, and then purple core control or curse control. I currently play purple core control because of white stall. White stall is... I'm not a fan of stall decks, because I think it just kind of ruins a lot of the enjoyment of the game when I'm just sitting unable to do something. However, it's a completely valid strategy, and I would never diss anyone for, playing to their strengths and playing that sort of deck, especially when it won the North American launch event, the Europe launch event, and it came very well at the Oceania one as well. People are starting to see that it's not the be-all and end-all, which is where purple core control's coming out, red aggro's coming out, and I played yellow 2-drop rush at the launch event when I got to play for a change, and I think I came 90th or something like that. So I got the top 128, but the white matchup was really challenging. It was hard to do anything. But now that players are starting to see that there's more to the various decks, you don't have to just build one single colour. You can multicolour through it. I think the meta it's a very limited set, so it's very limited in the decks that can be played. But with that, and again with set 2 coming out, it looks really healthy and really balanced. I think this is a case where anything could win it today. I don't think it's going to be guaranteed to be purple or white or anything. Yeah, I think I'll agree with you on that as well, just from my experiences already. Even though having played a couple of purple decks, there's a massive range of what we're seeing. You said you're looking forward to ants in BSS02. Anything else in particular? Any new features like the flashing into play of the greens? I really like the swift flash mechanic, where you can, during your flash step, summon a spirit to the board for paying its cost and putting cores on it. I think that's a really good mechanic. I'm glad that they've not really limited Flash steps to magic cards right off the bat. Obviously we had Flash Awaken with red and some white cards in set 1. I think Flash Swift is really, really cool, and just being able to summon a blocker, and especially a 0 cost blocker, like one of the green cards that's coming out because of reductions, I think is really, really cool. I like the Gale mechanic that green is also getting, which is the suspend or the rest mechanic as it is, and you know, like they're bringing out new cards to buff new decks. I think the Void Lords look super cool. I'm not entirely sure how competitively viable they're going to be in every deck, just because they cost a lot. Like if you're having to hard drop a 10 cost, like you're either late into the game or you've been ramping your cores. So I think yellow and green will probably be the most likely that will play Void Lords, because they can get into it a lot sooner. But you know, we'll see. There's a lot of cool decks. There's a lot of upgrades coming out, and a bunch of new cool decks as well.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, those are the questions I have. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Do you want to shout out any socials or anything for OPE or yourself?
Yeah, so if you check out organised play events, we are the UK premier TO for a whole bunch of card games, for Digimon card game, One Piece card game, Battle Spirits, Dragon Ball Super. We also host other events like Star Wars, Marvel Crisis, all throughout the UK and hopefully Europe, maybe in the near future. You can follow us on Twitter at OPE UK Official. We're on Facebook under Organised Play Events Limited, on Twitch, on Discord as well, and you can also go to our website, which is organisedplay.events, and you can join our Discord, join our socials, and just basically join the family and come along to all of our events. It would be great to see you there.
For sure, I'll put all those links as much as I can in the description, and I'll try and pop them on screen as well. Thank you very much, Adam.
Of course.
So overall, the weekend once again was absolutely amazing. I'll leave all the links to OPE in the description. Be sure to check them out. Amazing tournament company, cannot fault them. Would love to help them out one day as well, to be fair, but that's just me. I cannot wait to see what happens in Wave 2 over in Glasgow. Again, I will not be attending, unfortunately, but for now we'll have to see what happens. We do have set 2 coming out in a month, and I'm very interested to see what happens there. But let's keep an eye open for what happens at the end of the month with the regional, not even the regionals. The thing the Grand Open got you, what even was it? It was a ticket to the World Champs, that was it. We'll have to see what the World Champs does at the end of the month over in America, over in New Jersey, I believe it is. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.